Hi, I'm Sean Quinn, Associate Deputy Commissioner of the Office of Livable Streets at New York City DOT. I've been with the agency for a long time and have seen a lot of the evolution of our bike lane designs from 2007 to today. A lot of the current work that you're seeing on the street really was born out of our Green Wave plan that we published around 2019. In that plan, we really committed to figuring out ways to better harden our protected bike infrastructure. We generally have been using paint and posts and other elements like planters and granite blocks to create those safety elements necessary for our protected infrastructure, particularly at the intersections, ensuring that there's visibility between cyclists and turning vehicles. As part of the Green Wave plan, the city committed funds to increase our concrete crew capacity. That took a while to build up. We got the money, but then we had to hire the crews, vehicles, trucks, places to store that. But once we got that commitment and once we started going, it took about 2 years to get everything up and running. And we are not just doing these types of islands, but we're retrofitting old painted spaces and looking for new types of designs like on the 39th Avenue bike lane. So that commitment from Green Wave allows us to do the work that we're doing now. The concrete is either being installed on new lanes like we did when we put in the 11th Street protected bike lane, or we're going back and retrofitting old lanes where we have currently painted intersection islands. So you can see those conversions happening on many of our avenues in Midtown, Crescent Street in Queens, Fountain Avenue in Brooklyn. We're looking at corridors where we see higher ridership or locations where you have heavy vehicles next to the protected bike lane. 11th Street historically has had conventional lanes. We've changed that design over the years. Most recently, we upgraded the corridor to protected bike lanes. Most of the corridor does have parking protection, but on the approach to the bridge, we need to maintain 2 lanes to handle the amount of traffic using that connection. So instead of using a quick curb, which was more of a traditional tool in our toolkit, we decided to put in this narrow concrete barrier. We've done this before around City Hall. That was the first time that we installed this barrier on Park Row. And now it's becoming more of a regular item in our toolkit because of the resources committed in the Green Wave plan. We did this on Northern Boulevard, a small section of University Avenue in the Bronx, and we're looking for other locations that we can do it in the future as well. Yeah, so Crescent, another major connector in Queens, that one to the Queensboro Bridge, of course, from Astoria. So when we first installed design, we included painted islands that had bike corrals, we used granite blocks, flexible posts, but that corridor does have a lot of ridership, and it has the offset crossing design, which is really critical to keep drivers out of that space for visibility, especially on a 2-way path. And we are looking to upgrade it a little bit further along with our 31st Avenue project that will be going in later this year with advanced protected intersection designs at the intersection of 31st Avenue. So on 39th Avenue, one of our most successful and earliest bike boulevards, a design that we're rolling out across the city. We created a diverter for vehicles to try to minimize the through traffic, which is a key tool in a bike boulevard to improve safety and make it a street for all ages and all abilities to cycle. So the original diverter that we installed was created using quick curb, which required a lot of maintenance because of various bad actors or just general wear and tear. And so we decided, because it was such a critical piece of the design, to upgrade that diverter to concrete. The concrete is mountable to ensure that emergency vehicle services can make connections that they might need to make, but it is way more visible, requires a lot less maintenance, and isn't traversable by a general vehicle who might be trying to do something illegal. So University Ave, as part of the upgrade on that corridor where we installed both a protected bike lane and bus facility, we had not a ton of room to play with to ensure that we were getting all of the elements that we wanted in the design. So these types of concrete elements are perfect for where we have a tighter space, where we want to create that protection, but we don't have a full 8 to 10 feet to play with. So on University, for a short section, we were able to use this type of barrier to create that needed protection. For the time being, a lot of our new projects will have the mix of paint and concrete, like you'll see on 10th Avenue as we finish that this year. Focusing the concrete islands at the high high volume cross streets and areas where we've seen issues with parking and double parking. We had an initiative announced by Commissioner Rodriguez 2 years ago to install jersey barriers on 20 miles of our existing bike infrastructure. So we hit that target. We continue to add these jersey barriers on critical connections like the Livable Bridge, Park Avenue in the Bronx, Center Street and Lower Broadway in Manhattan. We did some testing of different elements. We're pretty much settled on where we're going to move forward with those. We're in procurement on a larger stash. These are low profile, narrower, and a little more sturdy than the existing flexible delineators and quick curb that we have in stock. So we're excited to continue rolling those out as well.